evening, good afternoon. I'm Walt, and in this video, I wanted to review this article entitled SoftBank, Toyota in talks to invest $1 billion in self-driving unit, written by Liana B. Baker. I will read certain parts of this article, but leave the full link in the description box. A group of investors led by SoftBank Group Corp and Toyota Motor Corp is in talks to invest $1 billion or more into Uber Technology Inc.'s self-driving vehicle unit, which would value the unit at $5 billion to $10 billion, said two people familiar with the talks. This is interesting and can be looked at in several ways. SoftBank appears to be a new investor, so could they be investing because they like the progress they've seen from Uber's self-driving unit to date? Also, as more progress is made, could we see more investors jumping aboard, making Uber's self-driving initiative a real possibility? Uber, which last year lost about $3.3 billion, is betting on a transition to self-driving cars to eliminate the need to pay drivers. This is not a surprise. Ultimately, the name of the game for any business is to make the most money they can for themselves and shareholders, which Uber is expecting to be publicly traded at some point this year. Right now, the biggest expense that I would guess Uber has would be paying drivers. The last point I wanted to discuss from this article: the nascent technology came under greater scrutiny last year after one of Uber's self-driving cars struck and killed a pedestrian in Arizona last year. Prosecutors last week declined to pursue criminal charges. Even despite this tragedy, Uber is still moving forward with developing the self-ride unit, which shows they are very serious about making the self-driving unit the feature of the company. Overall, I do not see the self-driving unit replacing the Uber driver in the foreseeable future for several reasons. One, I do not believe the current generation will overwhelmingly accept and feel comfortable getting into a car themselves or having their family in a car where a human is not behind the wheel. Two, driving requires reaction to situations that no computer can simulate because conditions can change constantly. Three, the insurance that will be needed to cover occupants in a self-driving car, pedestrians, and property will be astronomical, especially during the first 5 to 10 years they are on the road. Even though I do not see the self-driving unit replacing fellow Uber drivers in the next couple years, I do suspect that future generations may be more inclined to trust a car that does not have a human driver, just because they will grow up with less skeptical outlook on technology and more dependency. Also, if I had to take a guess, Uber would ultimately decide that using the self-driving units for Ubereats, where there would be no occupants needed, would be more practical in order to garner the trust of the customer, who fear accidents and malfunctions while in a driverless vehicle. This does it for this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.